From the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8.
Now, the latest news.
Kylie Conway has the latest news. The top headlines. News you can use.
Please stand by.
Sponsored by LCS Heating and Cooling. Now, here's Wish TV's Kylie Conway.
Hi, this is Kylie Conway, and this is the News 8 Daily 8 for Thursday, June 17th. We're going to have another dry day. It's going to be pretty nice this Thursday. A little bit warmer, though, statewide. Humidity values, they stay low, thankfully, so it's not going to feel too bad outside, but highs will get into those mid to upper 80s. Juneteenth will become the newest federal holiday today. President Biden is scheduled to sign the bill into law this afternoon. Juneteenth isn't new, of course. For 156 years, Black Americans have celebrated this freedom from slavery on June 19th, but today it will officially become the 12th federal holiday. Juneteenth, National Independence Day, celebrates June 19th in 1865, when enslaved Black people in Galveston, Texas, were told by Union soldiers that they were free. This was 2 months after the Confederacy had surrendered and about 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation freed slaves in southern states. Now, the House passed legislation Wednesday, 415-14, making it the first additional federal holiday since Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day was added in 1983. Yesterday, all 11 Indiana lawmakers voted for it, in favor of it. 14 Republican representatives are who voted against the bill. Representatives Andy Biggs and Paul Gosar of Arizona, Representatives Mo Brooks of Alabama and Mike Rogers of Alabama, Andrew Clyde of Georgia, Scott Desjarlais of Tennessee, Representative Ronnie Jackson of Texas, Chip Roy of Texas, Doug LaMalfa of California, Tom McClintock of California, Representative Ralph Norman of South Carolina, Rep. Matt Rosendale of Montana, Tom Tiffany of Wisconsin, and Representative Thomas Massey of Kentucky are those 11 representatives who voted against the bill. But all 50 U.S. senators approved it. Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, says this is a big moment.
With this step, Congress is ensuring that one of the most momentous events in our history, which has been celebrated by millions, particularly Black Americans, for 150 years now, is officially recognized, that it is enshrined in our history books, and it takes its place of honor in our nation.
The president is scheduled to hold a signing ceremony at 3:30 this afternoon. Then he and Vice President Harris will also speak. Right now, all but 4 states already celebrate Juneteenth as a state holiday. All right, so last night there was literally a wake-up call on the interstate. So police in Greenfield said they had to walk and wake up drivers along a backup on I-70 once it was finally cleared. This was for several hours it was shut down. So the eastbound lanes east of Greenfield were shut down because of the crash. It is the third straight night a crash has halted I-70 traffic in Hancock County. According to police, the crash involved 3 semis. It was just before 8 o'clock last night. Fortunately, Greenfield police say there were no serious injuries, but hopefully those naps before bedtime didn't throw off many routines.
This is like COVID on steroids. You can be around people for less time and still get exposed. So it's yet another reason why people should, if they haven't been vaccinated, should think about getting vaccinated.
Those are some strong words describing the dangerous Delta variant of COVID-19. That's a warning from a former senior White House advisor. The Delta variant is now considered a variant of concern by the CDC. It says the Delta variant makes up 10% of cases in the United States. And state health officials say that there are now 29 variant cases reported in Indiana. And this morning, the White House vaccine coordinator is speaking directly to people in Indiana. And this morning, the White House vaccine coordinator is speaking directly to people in Indiana.
I feel like we're on the sprint and we want to get as many people protected as possible. The best path to get us past this pandemic is by getting vaccinated. So if you haven't been vaccinated yet, please make the choice to do that, make that decision.
Dr. Bashara Shukair talked to News 8's Dr. Mary Gillis. You can watch the full interview right now on wishtv.com. Just click on the As Seen on Wish TV section. And a woman from Indiana is about to plead guilty to 1 count for her role in the Capitol riot. It's part of an agreement between Anna Morgan Lloyd and prosecutors calling for probation, 40 hours community service, and $500 restitution. Court records say the plea hearing is tomorrow. Investigators say Morgan Lloyd went from Bloomfield to Washington, D.C. to show support for then President Trump and ended up participating in the insurrection. In a written statement to the court, Morgan Lloyd says, "I felt ashamed that something meant to show support for the president had turned violent. This is not the way to prove any point." She writes, "At first, it didn't dawn on me, but later I realized that if every person like me who wasn't violent was removed from that crowd, the ones who were violent may have lost the nerve to do what they did." And this morning, President Biden is back in the White House after his first overseas trip. He landed at Joint Base Andrews late last night after his summit in Geneva with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Both presidents are calling the meeting productive. First, you'll hear from President Biden, and then you'll hear an interpreter repeating what Putin has said.
I must tell you, the tone of the entire meetings, I guess it was a total of 4 hours, was good, positive. There wasn't any strident action taken.
The meeting had results. It was substantive. It was concrete. And it took place in an atmosphere that was geared toward achieving results. First and foremost, the specter of trust.
The two leaders agreed to let ambassadors return to each country and to establish a task force focused on cyber attacks. And according to the White House, there were no major disagreements. A bipartisan infrastructure plan is getting more support as one of Indiana's senators signs on. Todd Young is one of at least 20 senators, 10 Republican and 10 Democrat, who now back the plan. The effort started with 5 from each party working on a version of a roads, bridges, and waterways spending bill. The work started as negotiations between Republicans and President Biden stalled. The Federal Aviation Administration is requiring additional inspections on Boeing 737 MAX jets. The inspections are designed to make sure the onboard automated flight control system is working correctly. As we've reported on Daybreak, Boeing updated the flight system after it was connected to 2 crashes that killed 346 people. The MAX jets were grounded for almost 2 years before the order was lifted. Boeing says it fully supports the mandate. 3 Chinese astronauts are now on board the country's new space station. Their ship docked with the station this morning. According to state media, the astronauts will now start a 3-month mission. It will include testing equipment and preparing the station for the arrival of 2 laboratory modules later this year. China has launched 14 astronauts into space since 2003. Southwestern states are seeing some near-record temperatures as that area deals with a heat wave. The National Weather Service office in Salt Lake City says the city tied its all-time highest temperature ever yesterday at 107 degrees. Some experts are now warning of pavement burns. The Arizona Burn Center, Valleywise Health in Phoenix, says sidewalks and roads could reach temperatures of around 180 degrees. In 2020, the center says it recorded a record 104 heat-related burn injuries. The National Weather Service office in the area is predicting temperatures reaching 116 degrees in Phoenix. INDOT is making progress on the North Split. The department tweeted out a time-lapse video of the project. It's pretty cool. You can see that on wishtv.com. There are still 17 months to go. INDOT describes the project as a total rebuild of the split from the ground up. The first closures started about a month ago. The timeline calls for the North Split to reopen near the end of next year. And more of College Avenue will become a 2-way street in downtown Indianapolis. It's under a plan the city is moving forward. It's the half-mile stretch from Mass Ave to Market Street. DPW says construction would start next spring and finish that fall. City planners say it would improve connectivity downtown. The estimated cost is $3.3 million. It is still in the planning stage. A local vandalism case has prompted a $1,000 reward. A company based in Columbus is offering the money to find whoever spray-painted property at the Anderson Falls County Park. The park's foundation says someone spray-painted pavement, trees, and portable toilets. Someone also marked the park's newly renovated restrooms with graffiti this week. And this morning, we know the name of the 15-year-old who was shot and killed on the Northeast Side Tuesday night. According to the coroner's office, his name is Kalante Brewer, and he was shot on Ellis Drive around 8 p.m. IMPD says Brewer was taken to Riley Hospital for Children, where he died. Barbara Alexander was a neighbor. She says she heard the gunshots and dialed 911.
I prayed for the family because I can imagine what they're going through. And I pray that everyone else is praying for that family because it's so hard to lose a child.
Brewer's school says he was going to be a sophomore at James and Rosemary Phelan Leadership Academy. According to the school's principal, Brewer was an excellent student, adding, "We love our scholars here and we are all grieving the loss, not just the loss of our school family, but the loss of who Kalante could have become." And one member of the Indianapolis fitness community is offering a warning. Jason Shaw claims he was in denial when he had a heart attack before the age of 40. Shaw says he exercises 6 times a week, runs marathons, and even eats healthy. News 8 Sierra Hignite spoke to Shaw about the symptoms he dismissed.
It was Memorial Day weekend. Jason Shaw was just over a week out from his 40th birthday when he started experiencing congestion in his chest. Throughout the day, the symptoms progressed to include arm pain and soreness in his jaw and shoulders.
And as I was Googling my symptoms, everything I read said it could be a heart attack. And again, I thought there's no way this could be it. Maybe it's just really bad acid reflux, or it could be, like I said, something to do with pneumonia.
He ignored the heart attack diagnosis and continued on with his evening.
After I ate dinner, I started to turn blue. I couldn't talk. I started to cough up blood.
His girlfriend convinced him to go to the ER, where he was still convinced it was anything but a heart attack. The hospital ran a bunch of tests, eventually leading to him needing a heart cath. Still, Shaw thought this was overkill for what he thought was an acid reflux episode.
And during that cath, which you're awake for, the cardiologist had told me that he had found the blockage. It was a pretty substantial blockage, and that a stent would not fix it. I would need open heart surgery.
Heart health experts that I talked to say in some cases it doesn't matter how many of these stairs you climb a day, there are still certain situations that could make you still susceptible to some kind of heart condition like Jason.
We know there are inherited conditions which can cause premature heart disease and heart attacks at very young ages, even in patients that are incredibly fit.
To his knowledge, no one in his family had a history of heart issues, but now everyone has scheduled a heart scan just to be safe. Shaw says he was the kind of guy that only went to the doctor when something was wrong, never for just a standard checkup.
He said that this is years of blockage, years of buildup of plaque. This is not something that happens over a couple weeks or a couple months.
3 weeks later, he's still recovering and has a lot of limitations, but this experience has taught him a valuable lesson on monitoring your health and checking in on the old ticker, no matter how healthy you are.
That's going to be my Christmas present this year, is buying everybody heart scans from the hospitals.
I'm Sierra Hignite for Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
Shaw says he can't completely participate in his workout group, the November Project, yet, but he is back leading exercises. During Shaw's recovery, the group wore red for heart health awareness during a special workout in Shaw's honor. To business headlines now, initial unemployment claims are likely to drop for a 7th straight week to a fresh pandemic-era low. Numbers are out this morning. Will be here soon. 360,000 claims are expected versus 376,000 during the prior week. Importantly, this week's jobless claims data will reflect the last survey period during which full federal pandemic-era unemployment benefits were in place across all U.S. states. Since then, many states have dropped the enhanced federal benefits. And the fastest growing job in Indiana is weighers, measurers, checkers, and samplers for the purpose of record keeping. Those are people in charge of keeping track of the shipments and materials that come in and out of the warehouses, stockrooms, or shipping depots where they work. The 5-year growth rate is at 145%. Southwest offered 50% off base fares for 50 days of fall travel, which will only last for 48 hours. Customers can use the limited time discount to book a flight this coming fall through June 17th. The sale may be one way to help lure in travelers after the busy summer season winds down. And rising consumer costs like gasoline and car prices are helping to push the estimate for next year's Social Security cost of living adjustment higher. The size of any bump retirees and other beneficiaries may see depends on 4 more months of data. Rising consumer costs have helped push the latest estimate for next year's Social Security cost of living adjustment to 5.3%, the highest since 2009. Amazon is calling on social media companies to help it curb the spread of fraudulent product reviews. Amazon said bad actors are turning to outside platforms to solicit fake reviews, which has made it more challenging for the company to stamp out the activity on its site. Fake reviews have plagued Amazon's sprawling third-party marketplace for years. And staying on the Amazon train, you can check out some of the company's Amazon Prime Day deals. The preview was released. Of note, small businesses get specials. $10 spent shopping small before Prime Day gets you a $10 Amazon credit. Then on Prime Day, there's money off Graco baby items, DeWalt tools, Champion sportswear, Sony headphones, back to school gear, a lot more. Prime Day is Monday, June 21st, so just a few days away. It goes into the 22nd as well. Eskenazi Health Hospital is holding a virtual career event to fill several positions. It needs medical assistants, pharmacy techs, paramedics, and more. It's from 3 to 5:30 this afternoon. You can virtually meet recruiters and hiring leaders who can answer questions about the jobs. You do have to sign up to attend. Just grab your phone, head to wishtv.com, and find the link in the story in the As Seen on Wish TV section. And today is a chance to dine out for a good cause. It's the 27th annual Dining Out for Life fundraiser. It raises funds to help the Damien Center fight HIV in the community and support those affected by it. More than 50 local restaurants, bars, and breweries are participating in the event and donating a portion of their sales. We spoke with the Damien Center live on Daybreak this morning. Here is part of what the director had to say.
Well, it's so critical because we still have the HIV epidemic is still growing in central Indiana, and the funds directly from this event allow us to provide critical services like medical care, mental health, supportive services, including food and housing. It's also critical for the population that we serve.
The fundraising is all day, which means you can start with going out for breakfast or lunch today. This is the 27th year of the fundraiser. About 1.1 million people in the U.S. were living with HIV at the end of 2015. That is the most recent information available as of today. If you can't make it out, you can also donate online. We got that link for you on our website, wishtv.com. Summer meals are back from the city of Indianapolis and Indy Parks. The Summer Servings program provides free meals to kids aged 18 and younger. Meals are available every day at 69 parks, apartments, and libraries all across the country. In all of 2020, Indy Parks says it handed out more than 274,000 meals to families in Marion County. And Wish TV is proud to once again team up with Second Helpings for the Great Pasta Push. We're helping restock pantry shelves because the need for food is still great in central Indiana. Today is our big final push for the Great Pasta Push, our team effort with Second Helpings to make sure that we get those pantry shelves stocked with pasta. We want you to join us. Every $5 donation feeds a family of 4 people. We had a Second Helpings on Daybreak Live this morning. Nina Criscolo was out there kind of getting a behind-the-scenes look. But here's what the director of Second Helpings has to say about why this is so important.
Yes, this is the last day of the Great Pasta Push, and Geico is matching cash donations up to $10,000. We still have a ways to go to reach that $10,000 match, so donations today can help make sure that we can meet the Geico match as well as purchase other ingredients that we need to make these meals, like spices and, of course, pasta as well.
So, yes, you can donate right now. Just grab your phone, your tablet, wherever you are, whatever's convenient to get you online. Go to wishtv.com. We've got a link to donate in the As Seen on Wish TV section. You can also find a list of sponsor locations there where you can drop off pasta. And Wish TV is also proud to be your home for the Indianapolis Indians. The Indians host the Memphis Redbirds for the first time in more than 20 years. The Redbirds are the farm team for the St. Louis Cardinals. The game starts at 7 tonight. You can watch every pitch live on our sister station, MyIndy TV 23. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway. Online at wishtv.com and follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
The News 8 Daily 8 is sponsored by LCS Heating and Cooling.
Be sure to like and subscribe to this podcast.
The News 8 Daily 8 with Kylie Conway. And be sure to discover even more great podcasts now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.